Hello and welcome to Magic Adventures Episode 1. I'm Patrick Kelly.
I'm Meredith Kelly.
And we are with Magic Adventures Travel. It's a company that we own, and we're here to talk about all things Disney and Universal. Why?
We love Disney and Universal.
That's correct. And we like traveling there. With the first trip we took together to Orlando was 2008 on our honeymoon, beginning of June. Mm-hmm. Nice and cool. And we've been several times since with our children, and we love it. And today we're here to talk specifically about an update for this is one of my favorite rides. The last time we went with my son, and it's the TRON Lightcycle ride. Phenomenal. We went on it. My son and I ended up going on it, I think, 5 times on the last trip. And couldn't get enough. Probably would have gone on 10 times, but there was a reservation system that no longer applies, and that's why we're talking about it today.
Right. So the reservation system that we had at that last trip was we could purchase an individual Lightning Lane, which is now called Lightning Lane Single Pass, or we could do a virtual queue. And we ended up doing both of those to get as many rides as we could for them. I have not ridden it yet. Just wanted to feel it out, and I am not a huge ride fan.
Not as much as I am.
I have to do lots of research on them to make sure that it is something that I'm going to enjoy once I get off. I do have some motion sickness that limits my fun on those. But I have lots of fun at the parks, even with motion sickness. So they were able to ride it using those 2 systems. That virtual queue is going away. So that will turn into the other opportunity you'll have after September 9th or on September 9th will be the standby line that we're used to in other rides. So you can purchase or you can stand in the line.
So I just want to give a quick shout out to you for getting us on the last time we went, because that's 6:59 a.m.
Right. So they would release the virtual queues, and I believe also the individual Lightning Lanes were available at that time as well. And you'd have to get up, set your alarm and get up to get those so that you could secure your rides or not secure your rides, because they would go very quickly. Mm-hmm. I think the year that Millennium Falcon, Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, it was Rise.
When that opened up, they had a virtual queue that was available out of the park, I think at 7 a.m. And then once you were in the park, you could try again at 1. And I think our first trip after that opened, we were not successful. But I feel great in our parenting for that because our kids did not melt. We witnessed lots of melting.
Yeah.
Lots of people standing at the queue line asking to get in when they were just running a virtual queue system. So it looks like we've reached a point with Tron that we're going to go to a standby line, which I anticipate will have extremely long lines for standby. And also they probably will likely limit the amount of, I keep having to look at my notes because it's changed names, but the Lightning Lane Single Pass. So I would recommend grabbing those early. Early means that if you're at a resort, you can get those individual single passes 7 days in advance of your arrival, or 3 days in advance if you're not staying at a resort.
So however long you have to wait in line, you're lucky to get one of these. But if you have to wait 2 hours, 2 minutes, it's worth it. I'm telling you, this is one of the best rides I've ever been on. And as far as, period, anywhere. But as far as our last trip, it was this and Galaxy.
Guardians, yeah.
It was
So
Guardians of the Galaxy.
So there was due to COVID and all of that and the openings falling when they did, it was that trip coincided with the first time riding Tron and the first time riding Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So that trip had two big needs for us, our family, to get on those rides at that time. So yeah, we were able to manage it with that system. But I think it does open up an opportunity having the standby line for people who aren't, savvy. Not savvy is not the word, but not inclined.
Not used to it.
Yeah, not inclined to. I just think about my parents or folks that aren't used to all the systems to get on. So the standby line opens it up for all. So
it's well worth the wait. And I mean, they really, as far as the ride goes, the queue, the actual ride itself, it's so cool because I'm of that age where I was growing up and the original Tron movie came out. And it was, for its time, it was really futuristic and it was a sci-fi movie. Really cool. And then the, I don't know if the reboot, I guess, came out later. But to be in you're basically living out your childhood. They give you a chance to do that. And that's what Disney's so great at. But to be there with my son, experiencing it, the queue, if you're familiar with Disney queues at all, it's as cool as the ride sometimes. So you're going through and they're preparing you. There's a video that comes on. I don't know if we'll show that video here, but there's a video screen. There's
yeah. So as a non-rider for this ride, and like I said, I take my time.
You gotta go.
I know. I take my time, make sure that what happens for me is I don't want it to ruin the rest of my day. So, because of my motion sickness. So I have to kind of weigh it out, read people's reviews, get feedback from Patrick, because he knows exactly what I can tolerate as far as my motion sickness. But as a non-rider and somebody who's accompanying a younger child who didn't want to ride either, the experience is pretty cool. We were able to walk up underneath the canopy, found some shade.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to try to see them whipping above our heads. I'm not sure we were.
I think we'll show a video of it.
Did I grab it? Because I feel like I had a chance to video just based on the wait time, and I was trying to gauge when they would be coming around. So, and it's a great opportunity just to take a break because there's some benches there. I wonder with the standby line though, and we can talk about this in another video, about as a non-rider, I have been able to experience some of the queues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just talked to somebody.
And so I'm wondering now with the standby if people like myself could experience the standby line,
mm-hmm.
and then there's a bailout point. So I think I've done that.
Tower of Terror.
I got my own elevator. And I've done it on Pandora Flights of Passage.
Mm-hmm.
So there are ways that non-riders can experience the really cool queue lines that are there. So now with the standby opportunity, I wonder if we can do that for Tron. So
yeah.
That'll be something I'll be looking forward to.
Just well worth it too. And I keep going back to Guardians because I love it. So mm-hmm. Tron and Guardians to me are 1 and 1A. Tron is a little shorter. The queue is great. It goes by very quickly. I mean, part of it, you're launching from inside. You go through the queue.
La 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 la. I don't like spoilers for rides I haven't ride that I might ride. So whenever I'm watching somebody's vlog and they're saying now we're going to enter Tron or Guardians or Tower, I kind of skip through that because there might be a day when I want to ride it, and I don't like spoilers. To
just tell you briefly then, without spoiling it, you go through the queue, that's probably half of inside, and then you launch inside, you're taken outside, which we'll show the video for and maybe a picture that I'm looking at right now. The the outside part that everybody can see if you're in line, if you're waiting for whoever's riding in your family or group. It's relatively brief, and then you're back inside. So the whole ride experience itself, when you're actually on the ride, is not a long time. But
I think they said it was like 90 seconds.
yeah, it feels like it goes by quickly because you're going fast. Especially outside. Like I think you said you could see us at one time. But
I think I did.
when you're on the ride, I don't know exactly how fast it's going, but you're just flying, and there's no real time to
We can actually look
reach
it up
down
the
and
speed.
wave.
You can look up the speed.
Maybe we'll put it on as
Yeah, we can put
graphic.
it in there. But all the speeds and I think the heights for most rides at most parks are listed, and you can look those up. And sometimes it's amazing. You feel like you're going so fast, but the construct of the ride makes it like that. Because when you look at the number, you're like, really?
like Space Mountain.
Yeah.
You definitely feel like you're going faster in Space Mountain than you actually are. But so that's Tron. Well worth it, definitely. And they've, I think, made it a little easier now with this. So that's great news.
But yeah, I'll be interested to see like the standby line totals, day one, and see what they are. But it does, like I said, it does open it up for other people to just hop in line, which you couldn't do before.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes there's quiet times in the park during fireworks or other times, parades and things like that, where you can find shorter wait times. And so it'll be interesting to see if that holds true for Tron standby line.
Mm-hmm. So if you're taking a trip down there, well worth whatever time you have to stand in line. And if you are booking, please be sure to visit magicadventures.com or Magic Adventures Booking, and you can speak with Meredith, and we will get you hooked up, not only for Tron, but for your whole Disney vacation.
Thanks so much for being with us today, and we look forward to seeing you again.